Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and today we're going to be playing a bit more Factorio. Get me tonguing here. I haven't done what I said I'd do at the end of last stream for a very good reason. And what I said I'd do was I would continue on with this and kind of work it up into something, but I have not touched it, and the reason I've not touched it, and the reason this stream may be a bit of a weird one, is I've been having real trouble sleeping. Not got a lot of sleep this week, and so I'm a bit discombobulated. It's not showing as being live. Let's just do a refresh. There we go. Yes, that is there. And do we have that one? Yes, we have that one. Cool. What about on YouTube? Why is that not showing? Oh, there we go. Yeah, and that's working now. How very bizarre. Cool. Yes, so I say it could be a bit of an odd. I'll probably end up getting. Well, I say this every time. I'll go like hyper focused and sort of stop talking, but I never actually do that. Yes, so I did think about making one tweak, if I can get the controller working. There we go. To what I did last week, which was to maybe put the signals in a different place. So I'm thinking, because should we pick all this up? The other thing was I've made modules and I don't think I've put them in anything. So I wondered if we could dash back, you see, because I could do with picking up some more rail. What was that? That's the template one, isn't it? But yeah, I'm thinking about maybe putting the signals in the middle. I was humming and hawing about that. And what I think I can do is basically use the whole force build to replace them with. So there'll be normal signals on the straight bit, and maybe the curve as well, though that might be trickier. But I can use force build to replace them basically. So let us go and grab some. So we're literally picking up exactly where we left off. So I've not done anything. What I did think about was what I was going to do with solar, because we have ended up with sort of 1.8k and 2.1k of accumulators. So we've got way more accumulators than we really need, because actually it's 20. I think is it 25 to 24, something like that, with solar being the bigger number. Excuse me. So yes, so I think, and that I mean, yeah, we've also got level 2 modules. It's not just that we got modules. We've got level 2 modules, and I've done nothing with them. So let us grab, say, some of them, and where's speed? Here we go. Some of them, and then we will put the brodies in the labs, like so. Because we don't care too much about them being slow as such. And then for these, we'll do the classic I do at this stage of 1-on-1, because you get a bit of a prod boost without actually having to, slow the machines down a bit more or anything like that. So. What I like to do, it just kind of slightly takes the edge off the material demand, because we haven't put them in whatchamacallit either, like circuits or anything like that, you see. I've only got those sciences. I'm not going to bother with any of the rest of this, but we will put them in. And obviously we're not actually using electric furnaces yet. I've kind of paused everything in a sense. But we will put them in here. That as well. And, just so that we get a little bit of more value out of our thing. Oh, we got them in there, but are they all level? No. So we've got level 2 prods, but only level 1 speeds. which is probably not slowing them down as such. Yeah, no, we're okay with that, I think. But we would want to put Frog 2s in there. In fact, is that... Yeah, it's good to have a speed boost on them, I think, the reds. Because they're always a bit slow and rubbish. And then I put them in here, but they're only level 1 prods on that. So, they're not quite true that I hadn't done anything, but, yeah. Circuits are what we use kind of the most of. So we might as well have some in there. Okay. Let us see about tidying up the old inventory a bit there. Get rid of the wood. We could turn that into... Because we do obviously have personal construction bots, he says, looking at his inventory and not seeing any. I thought some of them were building stuff, so we must have some. Oh yeah, there we go, a stack of them. Cool. And then we want some... We want a bit of rail, maybe some stations. Cool. It's quite confusing because I've obviously got my other game where I've been trying this challenge run. I think I'm going to probably start again because it's been a struggle to... I kind of chopped and changed as to what it was, which is rubbish. Where are the actual signals? There they are. But yeah. I've done a very similar thing, very similar layout, so it's quite confusing. Okay. I think we've got enough power poles and inserters and stuff, haven't we? Maybe I should grab some lights. Which I've come down here because I'm assuming they're here. Here we go. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. Been putting the videos live for the Steam Next Fest things, and when I've done, I used to do them regularly. I mean, no one watched any of my stuff, so it's always difficult to tell whether things have been were unpopular, you know, fundamentally, or. But I used to do let's try videos where I literally tried out the game and usually a demo. And so I've you know, used that format and done that with, let's go over here, this is nice and clear. But I'd recorded a whole load of videos for Steam Next Fest games, and they've kind of died a death. Literally the one I put live yesterday has 0 views, which I think kind of, yeah. Yeah, that's, in fact, maybe if I use that. 3, 4, 5. So that's 10, and that's 10 as well. So that's 5 there, 5 there. So that's the middle point. So that is the centre. But yeah, it's been sort of a bit demoralising, if I'm honest. Getting no views whatsoever. So, what we can do is we can put some signals there, is what I'm thinking. Rather than the... I mean, I say rather than. We could have both on, couldn't we? Because what will happen then, the basic point is that I might convert it into a, you know, junction like that. And what I'm thinking, as I say, is that I could replace, because this one's, I mean, this one's different Well, there's a crossroads there, so that would be a convergence thing. But the difficulty, I guess, with that one is that the signals don't work because of how the junction is split up. But that one, I'd have to remove them anyway. It's interesting that's got an extra signal on it anyway. Why has that got an extra signal on it? Let's come back to that question. But yeah, so it would have these signals in the middle. It's quite a long, you know, if I'm only doing 111 trains, it's quite a long distance. That entire section, not to have any trains in. Yeah, so I think we will do that tweak. So we want new contents. I don't want that in the middle, do I? So just be in the way. And it's absolute. Don't think I'd change anything with that. I think that's fine. Yeah, so it's still fitting over the top. Oh, wrong one. So that's a straight one. Okay. Now the point would be that I would then come along, potentially, and do a replacement with this. And what we have to do, to stop it messing it up, is replace these with these. But we can't, I don't think, because it's indeterminate in the signals for some reason. That was the problem, wasn't it? But what I am noticing is we've got these signals here. So I wonder if actually what we do is we replace these two . I think I got them the wrong way around anyway, didn't I? They're not aligned with what I think they're aligned with. And shouldn't it not have that power station, that power pole anyway? Yeah, so it didn't work, you see. I couldn't just replace them with, I'd have to delete them, and that's what I don't want to do. Okay, so, because I can use Super Force Build to overlay the, you know, the whatchamacallit signals, the chain signals with, rather the regular signals with chain signals. So we do that. But I wasn't going to have these at the corners anyway, was I? Oh, I've just deleted the entire top. Okay. So I'm intending to do that. Let's do that. Hello, Monkey on Strike. Welcome, welcome. I can see why you have gone back to vanilla lol. Have you considered using the raised rails in your design? So it doesn't have... welcome, by the way, to the stream. Hello. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're having a good day. But I don't have that installed either. So yeah, I mean, it's something I thought about, but I kind of thought, let's just do the vanilla one first. And then we can maybe think about adding that on, you know, that once I got sort of a base built and that sort of thing, I could maybe add those in. But no, I don't have raised rails on this. Yeah, these shouldn't be on that design anyway, should they? So if we go, so if we actually have that be, because the corner ones are just there for my reference for the time being, really. So if we do that, then it's happy with those signals being replaced with chain signals, so we know that works better. So we got that. So then if we came along and we did say, so that if we were now overlapping those on the top, obviously it doesn't let us because they're in the way, but we do a super force build and we can replace them. So I know that works. But as I say, that should not have those in it, I don't think. I guess they're useful for positioning, but I think that'll be okay. It kind of depends on if we look at. So that one's, if that one's not there, and we had like a straight bit there, would those connect, those power poles? No, they don't, do they? Oh, yeah, they do. Bots just hadn't. Bots were being lazy again. Always being lazy. So yeah, so if that goes, because the other bit then is I can replace these with. No, that one's because that's coming down, isn't it? That's fine. So that if that one's going through, they replace that one. That's fine there. Yeah, because I don't have chains then. So we would then have a nice gap, you see. So if we've got a straight bit of rail there. It does put a... Yeah, I think if I get rid of that, and I haven't removed that power pole, have I? Then that gives us a nice little straight bit, because the problem with, you know, you get blockages basically more because the track in front is not clear. So this way, any train coming down here isn't even going to enter that sector, that block rather, until a train is there. So it's well out of the way. And if I then end up doing a second T-junction, boop, like that, so this shouldn't, those, we've removed them from the blueprint. It's not even going to try and come here unless it can get to one of these things. So yeah, I think that works like better. What are we undoing, chaps? Do need to get rid of those. Oh, these are in space age. Yes, sorry. Elevated rails is space age exclusive, yeah. They did introduce, so one of the things they have added to this, and I'm still struggling with uses for it, that was, I think they were debating, was the selector combinator and the display panel, so those became vanilla. You know, but are new introductions. And obviously you also get, you know, they've changed how space science works, like fundamentally. So the actual, whatchamacallit, what's it called? The hub. Is it hub? Oh. Well, let's search for silo. Yeah. So silo's still there. But it doesn't, yeah, and satellites are in this, but they're not in, but what it does is it sends it down to the hub, I believe. Yeah, there you go, you can see it on the, why did it, what's that actually called then? Oh, landing pad, not hub. Yeah, so these are in addition to vanilla as well, so they brought them into the vanilla, and that's how you now get space science down. And the difference is obviously in space age, you have to build a platform and drop it down, whereas in this, it just automatically drops it into the pad, isn't it? Not hub. Okay, yeah. So if we get rid of those signals there, I think that's slightly more robust. We shall give it a go though. Oh, and I've still got a up on there. So that's the tweak to the T-junctions done. The next one then is the corner, which I don't know why I've done what I've done. I can't believe I've done that. So, well, there's that one, isn't there? So that I need to tweak as well. Let's put that back in. Sorry. So we would be having here. Oh, let's just let them go with it for a bit. I like the display panel. I haven't messed with the selector. No, it's... I honestly... I can think of some ways of using it, but it seems like such a... what would you call it? Like edge case type thing. It's like, you know, because it gives you different ways of priority. I mean, I haven't even made them in this game. Not that I'm using any of the combinations yet, but, you know, because it lets you sort things, count inputs, and... I mean, what the heck would you use the random for, you know? Outputs the stack size of the input signals. That might be useful. I could think of maybe doing something like that. But yeah, it just seems like such a... You know, why would you even be bothering? That's the sort of problem with it, really. Is the... Well, so what? But yeah, I just, you know, haven't found a use for it at all, really. Okay, so we need to get rid of those. Come on, guys, keep up. How are we doing on these? We could stick on some more robot... Oh, no, we can't do robot speed. Or... No. So they're purple and gold, aren't they? Which we have not set up. So I think we're going to end up with a situation where, like, power armor is the only one we can do. But then it obviously does open up, you know, level 2 batteries and... level 2 shield, lasers, and well, just for completeness sake, put the discharge defense on. But yeah, I think we would need to get gold up and running before that, or purple, I guess. I like the you like the random, crikey. I had a fluids issue yesterday that I debated making a complex lock to divert fluids randomly to left and right systems. Oh. Yeah, maybe you could find a use for it then. But I don't know what it actually outputs when you do the random one. I think you have to feed it with the signals, don't you, still? Random input. Outputs a random signal from every input. From the input every tick. Yeah, so if we fed in... Oops. We fed in... Oh, of course it's not powered up, is it? Can I just quickly... Yeah, stick some juice on. So if we send in, say... What you're saying with, like, fluids, like light oil maybe, heavy oil... Oops. Crude oil, petroleum gas, something like that. Oh, what is that connected? Oh, I assumed because it had done a wire, it was connecting to the power, but it wasn't. So, what are you outputting? I mean, I assume it's doing it every tick. So if we connect that to our do it that way. Oh yeah, you can see it going absolutely mad. Randomly selecting the thing. But there again you see, so this is changing it every single... Oh, update interval, you can change that then, can you? Okay, yeah, so you could set it to, say, 60, which I assume is in ticks. Yeah, that looks like it's changing every second. So that's a bit more usable, isn't it? But yeah, it's like, why would, you know... What I was thought about, maybe, I can you know, because I haven't really done anything with... This is part of this series, is like learning things like parameterization. So if we say, eventually I get to a stage of maybe having, say, 5 assemblers that are just building the things I don't have, you know, something like that. So, for example, and I'm just obviously generating the signal, say we get a signal saying we need 100 belts, and I don't know, 50 of them, and I don't know, 3 trains, and so it would obviously be more focused on, I don't think that's a good example, just piercing ammo. some of that. And then you could say, right, well, yeah, say that the system is telling it needs those. And then this goes, counts input and outputs the number of distinct input signals. Okay, so that could tell it, that would be saying it's, so if we were to do R, say, need to get up to a thing. What's it output? It's saying 4. So it's basically saying it's getting 4 signals in. Cool. You know, what would be the use for that? So, select input. Selects a specific signal input out of all of the input signals based on criteria. So, the criteria, I assume, would be... No, this is the output, isn't it? So if we just say... I mean, could you do anything or So it didn't appear to let you use the anything everything E type signals. So we'll just do the R again. Selects a specific input out of all input signals. Specific signal out. So it's sort of, what are you actually going to put out there? Oh, so the R's sort of irrelevant then. Oh no, that's the number, isn't it? Isn't that, say, if you wanted it to put the second most common thing out. So I've ordered them, so let's physically reorder them so that they're in the right order. So that's the most, that's the two mediums and the least. Okay. So if we said to it, now is it a 0? I mean it's Wooby, so it's probably a 0 index thing. Yeah, so that's picking the one that's at the top because it's set to. But if we swap it to ascending, it outputs the 3 because that's the 0 index of that one. So if we wanted the second one, they're too programmer for their own good. A normal person who doesn't know about 0 indexing lists would think that would be the first in the list, and it's actually the second. Yeah, so that's the 100 say. So that type of thing is the type of thing I think I could do. But what I'd be worried about is that if you got that, if you're basically using that to control some assembler, and you're setting its recipe. Yeah, so you're setting that recipe. Yeah, so it tells it transport belt, please. What happens? So when it's then made, so it makes, chucks them out into a box. You presumably use a active provider, which I obviously haven't unlocked yet. But as soon as you get to the stage where you've got, that becomes 49. Yeah, because you've made 51 of them. Suddenly that shifts up so if that when that gets to 49, boop, suddenly this is now saying do 50 level 3 modules. So this recipe changes. Does it? No, it doesn't. Why has that not changed? Oh, because it's a level 3 and it can't make a level 3. So let's do that instead. We do that. Yeah, there you go. And so you're going to get your machines just like flopping back and forth. So they make they'd literally make 2 modules, which would take that down to 48. Boop. And now suddenly it's saying, make those. And so that's the bit that, I don't know, it sort of seems like it might render them a bit pointless. Well, to be fair, someone who would be using this would be familiar with that. Yeah, the 0 index thing, I guess. But it didn't really teach you stuff like that, so, there's no... This is sort of where, in a sense, it falls... A lot of the time, I think it falls down a bit, where it's like... you know, it's just assuming you know about zero indexing lists in, you know, in programming sort of thing. So it's not exactly teaching you how to do a lot of this stuff. That was the only tweak I was going to make to that, wasn't it? Changing the... Because I've obviously got these already as thingies. Cool. And I don't really want to use crossroads a lot anyway, because they have a tendency to box things up. But if we do that, and we need to get U to U... For some reason we've taken that one out, but it doesn't matter, because it's still holding the size, so that's fine. We don't have the ones on the corners, so I think we're okay with that. Not sure that really changed much, that one. The next one then would be the curve. I think that one might need a little bit more thinking about. So let's get rid of these bits. Let them do that. Does it need power? The yes, the selector combinator does need power, yeah. It doesn't work without. I don't think it works without. Let's have a see. Because we could connect up the constant combinator. That needs power. But if we send it a signal, it's I'm pretty sure it's just going to sit there. So you go, say... That's a silly thing to send it. If we send it, say, 100 red circuits and just one blue circuit, I need to hook it up, which will accidentally power it if I'm not careful. Let's get rid of Alt. Not Alt, it's Alt C, isn't it? But there we go. Get rid of that. And we go Alt G. And we go Ah! So it looks like maybe it'll work, even if it's not powered. So if we put that on 1... Ah, no. Why is the signal coming through? So a signal is coming through low power. So it looks like it'll just like pass on the last signal it had. Or it could be because... How is it getting 5 kilowatts of power? I know it's saying... That's a bit weird, isn't it? Huh. I wonder if all combinators do that. You see how it's got... You see that's got a 0 electricity bar. And that's got a tiny bit in the electricity bar? Do red wires transfer power then? How bizarre. It's not actually functioning though, basically. So if we set this on 0, it's not doing the selection. Maybe that was just because I originally, it was powered. And maybe if we pick it up, put it back down again. Yeah, I think that's because it was powered. Interesting. So now it's not outputting anything. So it must have set that while it was powered, and then it just continued to output that signal. But no, so they do need power to function at the least. I never knew they did that. It's almost like a, I guess like a fail-safe thing. In that it'll keep doing a signal. Even though it's, you know, not going to change the signal because it's not got the power to do that. Interesting. I had no idea it worked that way. So, the curve. Now what I did with this, didn't I? Yeah, so I added on some like extra signals. So that then being a regular is fine. Which are the extra signals? This is the question. It's literally just that one there, isn't it? Yeah, because that's saying replace them. Yeah, so if we take that out of the list and we put that, get rid of that because we've got rid of those anyway. I think we're okay. It makes it slightly, I mean it is a longer distance, isn't it? So it sort of makes sense, but Yeah. Let's do a bit of tidying up. So that was what I was going to do. I was going to just a bit of fixing, but obviously that took ages. Chatting away about the, what should we call it, combinator. You can make an incredibly tiny base with that. Must be a bug. Yeah, yeah. I think it's probably intention is failsafe, because obviously if your power goes out, all of your combinators like turn off. If you just have a brownout, then all of your combinators would turn off. And of course, if you're using it to set recipes, that would cause all of your recipeed machines to end up with no recipe, which would do the whole. Because when you use that auto setting, oh look, power on. When you use that auto setting, when you change, it basically gets rid of the contents. So if you set it to blank, it would you'd just have bots going, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, pulling things out and putting them back in again. So I think maybe, and that would obviously then, if you're blacking out because you've got power issues, that would then make that worse, basically. So this was it, and what I've done, I've actually removed that, haven't I? Which is fine. So I need to redo that one. And I think we're basically back to where we were. Yeah, because I've already taken that. We should take that one out. So the colour ones are much more about just making sure it all lines up and positions properly. So I'll have to remember to get rid of them. Must be a bug. But yeah, could be a bug. Yeah, I mean, people have done that, and that's what kind of I want to give a go, so I can kind of learn how to do it, is you basically end up with a, you can make your entire base, as long as you don't care about throughput, you can have your entire base, all of these machines can be replaced by a control panel, and something reading logistics contents that then sets the recipes, because with parameterization, which is the other bit I don't know, because with the parameterization you can get them to make sub components. So you can basically say, well, say you're doing green circuits, and you want to set up like that, so you set those to the green circuits, the traditional way of doing it. And then when you parameterize if you do a blueprint, so put that in there, and then you tell it it's parameterized. So you go, that's a parameter, and that's a parameter, but you tell it that's an ingredient of that one. So, I mean, obviously this layout is like designed for green circuits, but you can make it a more generic layout, and you're saying to it, right, so that one is your primary one, and then that is whatever that needs in order to make it. So if you do that, right, and that's now a generic parameterized blueprint. So if we pop it down and we say that one is green circuits, then nothing happens, because why has that not worked? Why has that not set the sub ones? What have I done wrong there? Ingredient of that. Huh. I thought that was meant to set what that was. This is what I need to learn, you see, because clearly it doesn't. So why is that not? Because parameter 0 is the first one. Maybe it's because it's got 2 components. So what would be a better example? A better example might be, because it doesn't know which one I'm trying to set it to be. So if we said that But then one of them's an iron plate, so it would have to. It wouldn't work, would it? So why would it be doing that? But maybe if we do pipes, say, or we do curved pipes. No, it's not a good example, is it? I think maybe, let's see, if we just put a furnace in, but you wouldn't set a recipe on a furnace, so I don't know why they would set it up like this way. But that's it, we've run out of research now. So let's try that again. What would be a better, I say, that's a bit confusing that it wouldn't like work. Maybe if we do an assembly machine's got iron plate in it, isn't it? It's difficult to finding one that's made up of. I guess that's 3 things you would make in machines, isn't it? But it would need 3 separate things. So, in other words, if you did it, say doot, 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 and you said red circuits, copper wire, can't do it because it's plastic. Let's put just one. Have I got any chemical plants? I have. I've got one there. So if we set that to plastic, and that to green circuits, we blueprint that. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here because it's not what we're going to do today. But then we parameterize it, and we say that they are. Oh, do that one first, and they are parameters of that. If I just give it a name as well. It should be saying it's an ingredient, you see. But have I got that right? I think I got the wrong ones, didn't I? Oh. Why have you... Oh, okay. Oh, I guess it's because it's done it in the physical order. So that's the actual red circuit. Because obviously that was at the top, wasn't it? So the white one... Hopefully that's the... That must be the chemical lab. But yeah, they need to be ingredients of 2. Okay. So what happens there? So we want to say red circuits. There, it's worked that time. So I wonder if this would work if I just have... I get very distracted. But then I say, I didn't really sleep this week, so that's probably understandable. If we do, oops, yeah, that, and then we say, just put them as green, red wire. How do you parameterize that, my friend? Because obviously we can't set the recipe on that without putting something in it. But let's see what it does. Oh, and it didn't even let me select it. Okay. So parameterize that. I've done the wrong way around, so it's got the numbers weird. Unless it was just that I didn't give it a name. What do you do now? No, it's not setting the wires. How bizarre. Interesting. So what about if we tried to do something like that? So if we maybe used... So this is where I'm not sure the parameterization works in a sense, because... Or works in the way that I would want it to. Oh, we got them now. Cool. So if we tried to do... Because, you know, I wouldn't be making the green circuits like that. In fact, what do I do if there is no chemical plant in this? And we've parameterized that. So we would want... That needs to be on the top. Oops. We'll make that parameter. And then we tell it these 2 are ingredients of that. Okay. So we now don't have plastic in the mix. What does it do? So if we try and make red circuits, Huh. So it did one of them, but not the other? Interesting. Alright, so it's basically saying 1 and 2 are ingredients of 0. Let's give it an actual name again, in case that's some weird quirk of it. So we want red to be red circuits. No, so it won't do green circuits. How weird. But it would do it with plastic. Plastic was there. I wonder what order these are listed in plastic, copper bar, green circuits. How strange. Now that does feel like a bug. But yes, the idea of this series is to like learn a lot of that stuff. And I'm trying to focus on trains, basically. Because I'm hoping I can parameterize train blueprints as well. So, that was a massive distraction, wasn't it? I wonder if you could set all your science machines as a different priority than your mall, for example. And with one switch, you could change production of your entire factory back and forth. Yeah, I think you probably could do that. Where did we get to? So we had this madness, didn't we? Where at the end I kind of realised that... Yeah. So we need to get rid of this signal here. I think. Yeah, because we want one here, don't we? Which way round am I doing the... Oh, why are you not... Oh, wrong thing. Where's me straight? There's me straight. So I've done it that that one is actually like there. That's very inconvenient. But I don't really want that anyway. What I really want, and I think we're kind of trapped in a sense. Yeah, we'll just have to leave that. They won't leave the station basically until whatever's like way down the line is gone, which is fine. But yeah. Now the other question I had. Yeah, I moved the roboports, didn't I? That's fine. I mean, this would be if I had a bit of track here anyway. It'd be it'd be a complete replace because it just wouldn't work. But that's fine because I wouldn't be putting it anywhere where I've got track. But the power poles are in the right place. Okay, now I did blueprint this, I think. Yeah. So I need to do a replace on that. And then we need to fix the fact that we don't have those in reality. We don't want them. The thing I was going to do was make like a 1-station version, a 2-station version, and you know, maybe a 3, and also the flipped round ones. So I did not do that. Basically, is the point. Should I do it now? I'll have to move somewhere where... So we had that one, that one, that one. The idea being then I've got the option to put down... Oh, it's got the train on it. Why has it got the train on it? We don't want the train. Because they also need the loady bit, which I think is then how I'm going to... Oh, it's got a signal. I'm going to control what the stations are called, I think you can do that. I don't know. That's why we're doing this series. But yes, so if we make this, say, the one-er. So the one-er version would not have any of this gubbins here. We might have to put that signal back, that power pole back in, rather. But the bots are like, make up your mind. Are you including it or are you deleting it? What are you doing, man? What you doing, man? Okay, so we need to get rid of this. We've got random extra signal there. Don't need the train, thank you. But yeah, it hasn't got loading and unloading bits in it because that would be a separate thing we need to lay down, because then we can do generic, you know, load and unload basically. So we don't need this signal. So this is a bit I am worried about with this, because I mean, let me think. If trains sat there, then that's fine, isn't it? And that's where it would stop. Because there's no signal here. And it would stop there. Because that's the chain going back. It wouldn't then leave, though, until it could get right the way out here. That's fine, I guess it is what it is. So that's the one station version. The 2 station version, I think, is those 2. That's what we want. There's no point having bots if you're not messing with them. Got that random thing. So that is the 1 station version. Yeah, I kind of realised right at the end that this whole doing the curve and all that is like pointless. And I could have just done straight ones. So we'll have to we'll build that as a second thing. And I did not put the things on that, but that's the 4 one. So we go. What am I looking for? There, and we go. 4. It should really be something different, shouldn't it? Because well. So we've got the so we got the cool, but we need it to be absolute, and then this was 64, 64, 2, 32, I think. Cool. So it should snap, there we go, like so. And then this is the next one. Boop. Names, entity, absolute 64. Oops. 4, 2. Cool. We've not got any erroneous. We have got an erroneous signal there. Nice. Oh, I didn't rename it, did I? Put it in there. We want to go. Doop. Because this is the one with where it's a corner. We then want a 3er. Because we've already got the 4. The 3er. Like so. Get that tree. Okay. Those are signals for that. That's great. Get rid of that one. We don't need the train. We can do that in the blueprint. So go like so. Train's gone. Snap. 64, 64, 2, 2, 2, 2, 32. Signals are all okay. Cool. So yeah, that was what I was going to do in the interim. But as I say, I did not. That one there, and then your 3. Cool. So what we then need to do is flip them all around, really. But flipping involves taking out signals and stuff like that, so definitely I'm going to leave that one. So let's get rid of that. That. Oh. So for a quick pollution check, it should be dying down. Yeah. It's a rail world, so we're not going to get expansion. So long as we don't annoy all of these lovely, lovely aliens, we will be safe for the time being, because while we do no science, the base will be very, very quiet. Okay. Right. Happy with that. Now, we need to work on the non-bendy one, this straight one that I was working on. Oh, hang on. That needs to be there. It's that bit I can delete off. Get rid of them. How are we doing, boss? Get rid of all this junk again. Cool. Get all charged up. And we'll head back. So. Let's let them build all of that in. Don't know why I've got the straight bit there. Because that's irrelevant, isn't it? Guess maybe just so I knew where the middle was? Excuse me. But that's the... Because the idea, as I say, is that, you know, it's no point having 4 stations if we just need one tiny little thing to pick, you know, that's the pickup, and it's blue circuit, so the train's going to move, you know, go every couple of years, you know. But then we've got more loading options with 2, 3, and 4. And I say whether it's unload, load is determined by the other bit I need to do, which is the actual, you know, chests and all that sort of stuff. Work out how I'm going to get the belts in and all that sort of stuff. So that's a separate question. What we need then is the straight bit. Now, if that's the straight there, and this is, you know, then branching out to 4, up to 4 stations this way. So this is what I realised at the end. At the very end of the stream, I was like, hang on. But then I've already moved those internal, haven't I, on the other station. So I'm happy with mirroring that. And I don't need these to be here. Why? I don't know. Why have I put them in? Let's just get rid of that. Maybe just to get the corners and stuff? I don't know. Well, yeah, the point was... Ah, that was it. I was working out how many belts I could get between them, wasn't I? And actually coming to the conclusion that we could have done like 6 or something here. I don't think we actually want to do that because it limits the number of belts. But in this version I had like the stations next to each other and then the loading / unloading closer to it, and I think that's probably most sensible. And it's really about getting the curves to work with the thing. Okay. So... Oh! Run out of space, have we? Get rid of that. What can I do? If I put... I can get rid of... I can put that in there. What are you biddly-bobbing about? What are you trying to insert? I don't know. So, if we were to say that what we want, really, is 2 stations in this area with like the maximum opportunity to unload. I think what I decided is that, yeah, if we were putting, say, 4 lanes out, we had 4 there, we'd have to move this over. But to where? Because we want, say, 4 lanes out. So if that was there, obviously it can be in as well. That didn't quite work. You can't get quite enough there. I mean, we could move it 1 over there. No, we couldn't because it's a train thing, so it'd move 2. So that would then overlap with that one, which would overlap with the next station, wouldn't it? Because the other option, I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to, it's like they're 111 trains, so I don't think we're ever actually going to be doing that. So I think what I actually prefer, although I might be restricted by curves, is if we don't do that, we do that. No, we don't do that. We do that. What does that give me with room for belt? So if we were saying there'd be inserters there, then we could, in theory, oh crikey, let's just stick this wood in a box. Blow it up. Because that one gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 before we hit the power pole. So I think actually that's not even, is it? No, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think if I move this into... So what I would want to do, because I could do some shenanigans with, you know, undergrounds and that sort of thing. But to do that with a buffer, I would need more room. So I can't ever see me actually doing this. But we would then need that sort of space on that side. So if we moved it one over and over, what do we get then? Certainly got the 4 belts there with like a 1 tile extra. Could we fit a similar thing here? We've got doot. Yeah, so that would reach across. And obviously there's, you know, we could obviously do belts up there instead. And that gives me, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would obviously be the underground in this scenario. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. I like that. I like the evenness of that. So let's get rid of all this bump. Lost a signal. Was watching a lot of the Atomfall preview stuff. I know I'm going on about other games again, am I? And if this week has proven anything, then nobody's interested in me playing anything other than Factorio. But yeah, I was looking at the Atomfall. It sort of, I think I'm going to enjoy that game a huge amount. So, is that then even? I think that's even if I do that. I guess that then. Get rid of all that. It's distracting. Because we've got a gap on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got a gap, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Being up there. Cool. So they are evenly distributed. So this would be the ideal thing on this. The train's coming out here. We do have, I think, an extra space there. Bit cheeky that, because it's kind of overlapping with where our power pole is. But if we need it, we have it available. Again, ideally I'd like to do a... Oh, that works quite nice, that curve, doesn't it? What? Oh, rail planner. One day we're going to have words. No. That works really well. Difficulty is that I don't think I can get it over there, can I? Because that with the input, how do we get it to there for the output? Oh, I think it just flicked a solution there. Did it? No, no, no. Oh, there we go. No, okay. Yeah, so if we sort of kept going. You see, Rail Planner, it wasn't that hard. I wonder if I could actually combine them together. So I think actually this could go 1 tile down, couldn't it? Or is that there? Yeah, that's like the best we can do there. So if we were instead... what looks reasonable? I guess I could maybe try and fulfill my Clapham Junction dreams. So it's just a chaotic mess of tracks. So take that and flip it. Oh, I like that. I think the throughput on that is gonna be horrible, isn't it? But it's weird. The bigger curves are actually. It feels like they didn't. You know, this could have, because I think they made the big power piles like two tiles extra for the curves. And it feels like actually it should have been 4 because the curves aren't 2 bigger. They're like more than that because of, you're now having to put two curved pieces together to achieve what you did with one before. So I think actually it should have been 4. So they get in the way more, basically, the power bars. Okay, so at the very least we need signals kind of here, don't we? And what would they be? If that's the exit, and this is the entrance, that's like our minimum set, isn't it? Can we put more in without it going absolutely mad about? You know, what works and what doesn't work. So if that was... we had some signals there. Because these are bidirectional in this part, which is always something that can confuse it. And then that would have to be a regular signal? Why does that not look even? Because that's the equivalent of that, so that's fine. I think that's in the wrong place. There we go. So as I say, if I'm a train, I want to come into one of these junctions. I mean, what is the point of that signal? Because it's going to have decided where it wants to go here, doesn't it? So that signal is actually pointless. Yeah, if there's a train here, at the station... Interesting that's not gone red. Why has that not gone red? I guess because we've got these here. No? Why have you not gone red? Or blue or what have you. Oh, invalid position. Okay. I guess because I put those on, it then thinks it's single directional track. There you go. There's the blue. There's the blue. There's the blue we need. I mean, it means that a train's not going to essentially... any train trying to come into any of these is going to have to wait outside of this system. Outside of this whole section. So, yeah. So if it wants to come in here, then it's going to block everything here. And these could be other drop-offs. You know, this could be iron plate, this could be copper plate, this could be green circuits. And so trains dropping off those other two. Oh, wait. So what I'm basically saying is that we need this system, unless we build a stacker, you know, unless we have a special stacker, we need this system to only allow one train in at a time, without any trains waiting. You know, so it can't say send me a train until the train is gone, basically. And the only way of doing that is with like cargo controls, basically. Okay. Now we need a radar in here somewhere. And where do we want to put that? Pop it there. We also need some power poles. Why is that not connected to that one? Is that really as far? Okay. So, little bit of tidying up. So... Now, did these end up with the right names? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. I say, means having to have some sort of smarter control on it. So this again is... Well, that's the 4-station one, isn't it? That needs to be grid snap, 64, 64, 22, 32, 32. Super duper. Is that aligned? Yes, that works. Cool. Now, if we head down the bottom, I'm very tempted to build the stacker, basically. I think that's probably what I need to... Did that end up with the accidental? Yes, got a signal there. Cool. Yeah, very tempted to build the stacker. Well, let's do the 1, 2, and 3 versions first. Where do I want to stick this so I can do that? If we do, say, 1 there, 1 there, and then let's say... I'm wondering on this one about maybe doing the 1, 2, and 3 slightly different, so it's not actually got the 3 in. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So we do... They're each one, as it were, but they're different options. And then I can... Because I suspect it's this one I'll end up actually using. So in other words, we get rid of this. Like so. I think I need that power bar for this one, do I? Because it connects to that. So that's the one, you know, the first version. But then the next one, we do by getting rid of all of that. We do need that power bar for that one. And then I can kind of build in what I need for the circumstance. I saw the thing I did do Factorio wise this week was trying to work on this challenge run, but I'm trying to do the bit where I like explain what the challenge run is, because it's ended up being a bit complicated and a bit weird. Which is why I'm wondering if I just bin the whole thing, basically. But I saw Dosh did another challenge video, and it's a space age run, and he's divided it into 2 parts. I think challenge runs are going to be really tough for space age, because the game now takes at least twice as long to play through. You know, even if you really do know what you're doing. Yeah, so I like this. I'm not going to do another one. We'll blueprint these, and I'll just edit. You know, slap it down again and edit it again. So if this is like. I think that's okay. Yeah, so if we do the grid... No, absolutely. Yeah. I think there might be a lot of... Because the trouble is, obviously, you sort of cut people off as an audience if you're sort of saying, well, just assume I did an entire Factorio base. Now we'll do the challenge, you know, now we'll do the Space Age challenge. It's not quite the same, is it, really? So that would be that one. actually need to... So I'm thinking if we ABC these, maybe? So this is station C. We'll keep the all four one just in case, but the idea is it would be sort of divided up. Wouldn't be using this really. But yeah, so if we then go like that one, this would, yeah, I need to swap them over. So this would be C. And we need to get rid of those power poles. Like so. Cool. And then this one is going to be B. Get rid of those power poles again. Oh, and grid snap. Cool. All this. Bots are like, but you're just building that. Why are you getting rid of it? Okay, and then if we pop that one in again. And yeah. Cool. So this would then be A. 7 degrees, 61, 61. So, oops. 4, 2. We don't have. Ah, that doesn't appear to be right. Ah, because I put 66 in there. There we go. Nice. Oh, and that would be boop. Hey. Cool. Bots, do your thing. Bots, do your thing. Okay. They're very close, aren't they? I hadn't realised they were quite so close. Quick pollution check. Should be dying down very much. Cool. Yeah, going away. Got no pollution there at all. Excellent, excellent. Tony, a plastic being used for something? What are you building anyway? I guess these are all buffering, aren't they? Buffering. Complete state of torpor. Nice. Cool. I did not put that in the book. And where's B gone? Oh. Oh. That one is one of them. So which one's that one? So if that's A, that must be B. And I put that in there as my, this is my like guide thing. If I need to revert back to, you know, seeing where all the lines are on the grids and stuff. So. Cool. Next part then, I think I have decided I'm going to do some stacker, so we have that option. I think. Because how would a stacker work? Could I get a stacker to work? Because these have all got an entry point that's like in the midpoint there. So they'd be connecting to some things like that. So what I would need to have is a stacker that... Yeah, we make the assumption that if I'm putting one in... Because they kind of don't work. I couldn't sort of sneak one on the side or something like that with that. You know, we couldn't use those corners to stack because we couldn't get trains in. Was what I was thinking about with this, but then it didn't really pan out. Okay, so if we said that I suppose the question is, how would I use it? So if I'm coming along with a main line, you know, going along, and then I do a branch. We're saying that I would have to do a branch, and then put a stacker in, and then put trains in. But I could do it in such a way, could I? So if the stations are always like there, so the line is there, and we put a branch, and then the trains are always like here, basically. And obviously, so I need the flipped round ones, yeah, so it works a bit better. I mean, that one works automatically, I think, better. So what I'm saying is, ideally, we kind of need the stacker to like come in here and go out here. Which is fine for... But then they're only 111 trains, aren't they? Only 111 trains. And would they fit in a bit like that? Put that the wrong way around. That's an exit. So this would be the entrance. This would be where we need to stack. Could we do that? Because what we'd need is like the... So this is what I'm saying about the curves being bigger than what they've done, they've allowed with the power bars. So if we were to stack across there, because that would be a repeatable thing. So add just a bit for safety, do that. So this has got a curve here. Excuse me. Actually, let's leave you there. I should really use the same curve I've got there, shouldn't I? So, I think that does work. That's the curve I've done. Does that match? Yeah, that's okay then. I need to get rid of this bit. That bit. All of that. that going to work? So basically it's this bit that we kind of do the stack on. Oh. Oh no, it's okay. Oh, is it? Like so? Yeah. I do the stack on. Okay. I do the stack on. It gets loads of trains stacked in now. Loads of trains. How is that? Well, I assume the signal's going to work. We'll have to... Might need a bit more space. So, if we were saying... Well, what does it connect? It connects to... Either this one, where we've got a chain there, or this one, where we've got a chain there. I have been inconsistent with that, haven't I? In that I should actually put a regular signal there and a chain there. Doesn't matter for that one because they're not going to open up anyway. But that one is important. Okay, so let's tidy this up a little bit more. For me to do that. Get rid of that one and that one. Those two. You. The point is, if we can we get a signal basically. Doesn't really matter where it is, but one there, and then we put one here. Is that the same? So it's like the second blib down. So it's like the second blib down, that one, I think? No. Gotta be that one. Surely. Oh, missed a bit of track there. No? Why have you not got... That bit is missing? There we go. So this then is carrying the chain through. Don't know that I need that one. Where did we have signals on this? What is that? That's the... So there's just literally one there. Yeah. So we put one there. Yep. Ah, if we're matching, it's actually there. Cool. So what we would need then is to make sure that our trains are sort of sat somewhere nice here. Okay. So I need these to be... Ideally it would be there, wouldn't it? Because it's basically passing the signal back. One of the things chain signals do is effectively like allow decisions to be made, like which you know which track am I going to go down, because they sort of recalculate at these points. So if we have a bunch of regular signals here, Which I'm not sure that quite fits, does it? Doesn't quite work, that. I think it'd actually be there. Make it a bit more sort of even. Does mean the train's kind of slightly around the curve, slightly around the bend. Just like me. And then be what's the equivalent there? See how it goes? You've got a double one there, a single, and then a single. And they come on this side. Oh no, it is that one, I guess, then, is it? So, yeah, okay. But this is then allowing it to say, right, which one am I going to sit in? There's a drain there, drain there, drain there. And so this is the decision point to say, which one of these am I going to go down next? Of course, they get here, and they have to wait for whatever to be moved off of this whole track piece. Or, same here, that there's a slot available. And of course, if this is, say, plastic green circuits, you know, iron plate, that means that any train wanting to go to, say, whatever I said there, plastic, isn't going to come in here unless it can get in here. So this way, if I have stackers on them, if I use stackers, I won't have to worry about trains being sat in stations and another one's requested and it's blocked up the whole line. That's like the point of this, basically. We still have that random signal. I don't know where that keeps coming from. So that then allows... So if we've got 4 stations, you see, as our absolute maximum, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots. So you can, in theory, have, you know, 4 trains in, 6 slots available. So this is a gigantic stacker. Now, I don't even know if this is needed because of how I'm going to necessarily set it up. But we at least have a stacker, which we can even expand. You know, we could get, what, another, like, 4 in there, I think, maybe 3 or 4. Yeah, so that's our stacker. Whether we end up using it, I don't know. But I mean, stacker. I do horrendously ugly stackers. I never managed to get the art of doing them, so that's why I tend to prefer not to have them at all, because I just end up with these horrendous, like, blobs of stuff, basically. So this is our stacker. There are many like it, but this is mine. We've got a random signal. That random power pump. Cool. Cool. So the corner ones need to go, is like the point, but we'll keep them so that we can work with it at the moment, and hopefully where I put the power poles they do connect between each block, each square. If not, we might have to do some reworking. Cool, I think that's all okay. Right, so hello, Shailen, welcome, welcome. Apologies for the comment, was a while ago. You look like a guy that still loves trains. Indeed, yeah. I have not had my YouTube chat up. Apologies, Josh and the Duchess. Greenwire, oops, forgot that's gone now. I'm not too sure. These comments would have been ages ago. I did not have my YouTube chat set up properly. It was on Top Chat, which for some reason decides that basically every comment you've got you don't get to see. So it should have been on live chat. So apologies if you're still there. And hello the Duchess as well. And welcome Josh and Shailen on Twitch as well. I hope you're all doing well, having a good day. Good afternoon. How's Factorio treating you today? Not too bad, not too bad. I bet that was for like an hour and a half ago, wasn't it? Yeah, so this is, I mean, if you've not seen this before, not seen me before, I'm doing, this is a vanilla playthrough having completed shortly after Christmas, a few weeks ago, a Space Age playthrough. I've kind of gone back to vanilla Factorio so that I can mess about and really get to grips with, because I virtually didn't touch parameterization. I already did a thing. These are parameterized blueprints for building, and I've used them all here so that we can build everything, because what I tend to do, and particularly at this phase of the game, I often end up with a need, because these basically let me say, we want, say, belts there, and I don't know, splitters there or something. And what it does is it sets the filters and sets the request, because this is how I control things in the logistics network, basically. So that's the big benefit for me of that system, because then I can just plop them down, I tell it once, and it's done, and I don't have to do it over and over again. The next one then is trains, and I've been having to build out an entire it's a kind of grid aligned, it's not city blocks really, but it's in that sort of style of, these are squares of, you know, it's like a Lego kit of straight rail and corners and stuff like that. So we've got all of that done, and what we need to do now is the whole parameterization logic type thing for trains, train stations. So first off, which one we're going to use? Let's use the blueprints we just did. Get rid of that. We will have a, what have we got here? Let's do, say, that station and that station. Oh, I like this system of adding them on. I'm really happy with that. And that one there. And we will build out one as a load and one as an unload. I used to pray for times like these. Cool. We're going to get an inventory explosion, aren't we? I've got too many bits and pieces. Let's go and stick something in to the tank. Let's put the modules in there, because that gives me lots of free space. Cool. Doo-doo-doo-doo. The bots build it. I'm feeling very lazy. Okay. So, first question is what we're doing with chests. Because we will have, I mean, let's just finish this off. I think with both of them, is that right? We do have good coverage with roboports, as in these chests will always be covered by a roboport, as in logistics coverage, not just construction. So can I use storage chests? Can I use storage chests? Let's imagine there's a train here. I mean, I think I'm a bit preemptive for that version, so I don't have requesters and stuff anyway. So let's just do it with steel chests. Now, I don't think I'm even making stack inserters here. No, we got fast inserters. Maybe if I chuck them in somewhere. So, how about we use... what would it need to be? It'd be... So pop that on. If the right side is bulks, and then... I got them stacks, didn't I? That's fast. And then we add our little additional one on. And that makes the regulars. What do you need? You need iron plate, gears and circuits. So that's an easy thing to do. Oops, do that. And then you need more iron plates, more circuits. Like so. And then I need to chop that off. We want that to be wire connected for limiting, rather than loggy connected. Still have to do these manual fiddles, but so we always want 100 of them in. It will have set the filter though, so that's good. You then need red circuits, which we conveniently have here. And I love the Super Force build. Green circuits and what? Is it steel? No, it's more gears. Okay. Oh, fancy. So yeah, that's set to that. That's double stack. They're going to bring in all the bits and pieces. Cool. So at least now we have bulk inserters as a like high volume or volume production. So we got them basically, so we can use them. Don't have to worry about fiddling about. The question really is, because I shouldn't have used this one, should I? I should have used this one, because that's the more restricted space. No, that one. Where's it gone? There it is. Oh wait, what happened to... Oh no, it's because I turned them round. So that's the 1. That's the 2, there we go. That's the 3, that's the 4. Because the question here basically is, I mean these ones are all right in the middle because there's a bit more space, but on this side, you know, I can only get... I mean, I guess we could do some shenanigans with undergrounding things and using red belts and stuff. Well, I say only, I mean four belts, but I got to do some turning corners. I'd quite like to do the old bat trick, but as I understand it, they've sort of... I don't think they've intentionally nerfed it. I think we've ended up that this is actually slower now. How would that fit in? So, I mean, you can't do as many chesticles anyway. I think you have to do like that. Ah. Because that only gives me 2 belts of output. But it's a nice compact 2 belts. I mean, these are 111 trains. So 4 belts is probably unrealistic as output anyway. Because I'd have, which is kind of why I built the stacker, I guess. But we'd have to have lots and lots of stuff stacked, basically, in order to get a throughput. And then, of course, we've got the issue that I've put a really complicated set of junctions in. So is it better to go with something that's more like that? Although, as I say, I'm pretty sure these have become nerfed. I think it's because of how they've done some tweaks to the... They've, like, optimised them from a UPS point of view. But that, therefore, means that they don't output as quick as they used to. Because the cheat here basically is you sort of, this is like dumping the entire load onto, and it gets distributed on both sides because of how it works in the code basically. And the idea then would be we would balance across there, and this is the only balancer we need, and we either get 1 out or 2 out sort of thing. I mean, what would be the other option? Another option would be to go with a... I could do one of these. I don't like that as a more permanent solution because you get horribly uneven usage of the chests and it gets a bit complicated. Another one would be that we go with... Oh, if we run out of bolts. Like that. And then we maybe do a... side-loady one? And then I could maybe have... I mean, where does that take me? Yeah, you see, it's going to overlap into the next section. Could do some shenanigans like that. I was kind of thinking I can then put... Wait. Those are on the same side, aren't they? So that's wrong. That should be like that. Because that's... No, they're on the same side again. What have I done there? So that would be on the right. Or that would be on the far side. So... They are on the same side, aren't they? Can't do that. Don't think I can do that, can I? Could do that one as sideways. Yeah, the problem basically is it goes outside of the like bounding box of that. If we do 6 things. I think we just go with the splitter one, because I know we won't get stack inserters, will we? No. Oh, stack size is I guess the virtual signals are generic, because obviously without the space age here, it doesn't have any of the space age stuff in it. But I guess they keep the signals no matter what. Because stack size is... Although I guess you could say stack size is in the item stack size, so it's fine. Rather than the belt stacking. Let's just go with this. So even if it's not necessarily now the best optimum way of doing things. I'd then connect up whatever, you know, whether we're having 2 off or 1 off, oops, or whatever. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so that's my unload. What about a load? What a load. So if we say we're only doing like 2 in, 2 out, are we ever going to do more than... So we could just go very simple. What would be the space issue then? That wouldn't fit on it, so we would have to do that. Seem to remember, I always get this wrong. There's like a thing where they don't load from splitters. Let's connect this to the power. No. What power? What power? And not watts. Confuse myself. I just want to test that out, basically. But I also want more of these bulk inserters that we just made. Let us head back. Oops! Let's drive through the power pole. I'm going to need something like a bunch of iron ore anyway, aren't I? So I can do it with wood, I guess. We could test with wood. Oh, it didn't have any red undergrounds, of course, because I'm not making them. Yeah, let's get these bulkies, which it's not making. And we should also put more on there. That itself should be a bulk. So, 6. Oh. Yeah, let's also grab some like iron ore or something. Or I could use circuits or something like that, couldn't I? Just grab a bunch extra. There we go. Because I want to do the whole signals thing, basically. And we've got a selector combinator. I guess I'm going to make a couple of those and see if that's of any use. Again, I really don't see how I would be kind of using it. Quite keen as well to do something around the whole radar transmission of signals. I don't think I've seen anyone doing that. But then that's part of that thing of everyone always used to wire up, you know, all red and green signals across every long power pole. And then never actually do anything with it, you know. They'll have all their bases. And, you know. I think Neil House was the only one I've ever seen actually, like, use those signals to, you know, control, you know, like the contents of the system. But I think most people, me included, just sort of never actually then use it. So if these were coming in like this, and we had bits and pieces here. Do you load? Yeah, you do. But are you like quick? I mean, it's flowing at a full rate, which is what I wanted really to test. No, this belt is moving basically. Difficulty would be whether with red belt, I think. No idea how far we'll get with. I don't know if I'll ever make any blue belt in this. I had thought about maybe doing a mega base basically, so an old school mega base, because I've literally done that once. So again, if we sort of pop, probably need some bulkies. It's not actually going out. No, you see, they can't pick it up quick enough. It's sort of. It don't really matter, but And the question then is whether if you do that, do they pick it up quicker? Should be doing proper testing and stuff, shouldn't I? Being all scientific with it. All scientific. No, I don't think that's any quicker, is it? That might be slower. Lol, I spent like 2 hours yesterday rigging up signals and then ended up using a dumb belt sorting system instead. Yeah, I know that feeling. Now, I mean, that's one of the reasons. I mean, I just go with the dumb solution straight away now. I don't, because I've done that a lot before of rigging up, as you say. You're putting all combinators on and da 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 da, and then you end up just saying, well, what if I just use a filtered, you know, filtered belt or something instead? It just works. Need to use signals more. It's all sort of optional, isn't it? I think it's one of the nice things about it is that it's like there is something you want to play with if you if you really want to. Whoops. Oh, what we would actually need is something like that, I think. But you really don't need to. You know, you can just go ahead as is. See, this is the problem with this. These are too close together. There's more room on this one. Which is kind of what I realised, like I say, at the end of... Is there? I think there's less room. Well, there's more because I'm doing them on either side rather than... Because that would just be outputting there. Or inputting even. There's tons of room. In fact, might as well have just have left that in. Cool. Temporary signal. I guess we could do, because we've got could do that. Could do that. You know, an abomination. But we certainly can't bring 4 belts in. But then, as I say, it's a 1-by-1 train system, so we need to think less in terms of throwing 4 belts in. Well, if we did have 4 belts, we'd be better splitting them across 2 trains like that. So, yeah, this could be a 4-by-4 balancer. Okay. Yeah, so I think we'll go with this pattern, as it were. I don't know why that was not intended. These 2 patterns, basically. Now what we need to do... What do we need to do? Because what I normally do is I like, one of the reasons for using the steel chests is I do limit them, because obviously that holds 40 basically, so 40 stacks, because it's 4 by 10 and each chest holds 48. I always wondered why they went with 48. I guess it's a better number, but you could have put that there and it'd be 49. Anyway. So 48, so if you limit each one, we've got 4 chests, that is a wagon load. Now, but you need a bit of a error, because sometimes they'll be holding items, sometimes they won't. So the very minimum, we want it to do that. And similarly when we unload, because this helps with making the unload even as well. If you get any weirdness of belts being, things being pulled off in a sort of strange bias way, limiting these helps to kind of keep things evenly distributed. It's not infallible, but it helps, as it were. Okay, so what we'd then be thinking is if you want to, say, have at the unload station, have 2 trains worth of stuff to unload, we need to set the limit like that. Which one did I do? I did that one. So that would always have 2 trains worth of potential storage, because this impacts when we're doing the maths for the, you know, setting these. Because what I don't know with this is what that signal means. This is where I get a bit lost. So, where do I even have that signal on here? I don't think I do. It's in this, isn't it? No? Where is that signal? It's not that anything, is it? Is that signal only available in interrupts then? Where does it live? There it is. Item parameter. Special wildcard signal. When used in schedule interrupt, it will match the first item that passes all wait conditions and replace the signal with that item. This also replaces the rich text tag in the target stop name. When using schedule, it will match the first fluid that passes all wait conditions. Oh, that's a point. We need to do a fluid thing as well. Conditions and replace the signal with that fluid. Signal parameter. When used in scheduling, it will match the first signal, passes all wait conditions, and replace the signal with that signal. Replace the signal with that signal. This also replaces the rich text tag. Okay. Match the first fuel that passes all wait conditions. Because these are in the parameterizing thing, basically. So I believe they act like parameters. Because this is the bit I just did not touch at all. But yeah, fluids. Let's think about setting one up for fluids then. I think in fairly simple, but I mean, if we were to try, because see they're quite big now for fluids. If we were to try and do 2 tanks, what might that look like? Because we don't really have to bother anymore with like trying to do shenanigans with controlling it. But I don't really want to have a thing there. Because lights in where? Lights in where? Do I want more than a tank of any fluid being delivered at any one time? You know, just did that, and then literally the flip of it. Yeah, slower throughput, but who cares? And oh, I could put that on there because they don't work in the same way anymore, do they? So we could have that there. Couldn't do another pump, but that's fine. Yeah, let's go with that for fluids. So that would be that there, and that's the outputty one. I guess I could have that on as well, so that we've got a nice connection point. That's fluids. Question here, I guess, if we say all of the boxes have 2 carriages worth and then a bit of slack. Yeah, a bit of a margin for error. Extra box. Okay. If we wire it all up. And wire it all up. Then I need to get rid of them. Oops. For the time being. And then we sort of put AN circuits in there. Then that gives us a count. Let's use, yeah, let's use the green team. 22, 20. So by putting that green thing in there. You see, I don't think you can actually dynamically set the station names. I'm not entirely 100% sure. If I was to just hook that up, do you change name? You don't change name. Enable set train limit, train contents, train count. Read stop train. When a train is stopped at the train stop, a signal is sent with a unique number for that train. Okay. That's the enable disable. So they can be used for wait conditions. Set the maximum number of trains going to this station stop. Read train contents. Reads the contents of the train that is currently stopped at the station and sends them to the circuit network. Okay, what does that do then? Oh, I've run out of trains. So if this had in it, I need to get rid of the inserters again, don't I? So if that had in it 200. But it's not changing the name. Center train. I mean, I guess maybe it needs the whole... But then it wouldn't be that, would it? It'd be some interrupt. Let's say it's a green circuits interrupt. See, I don't know how to design these. So if we're... No, it would be full, wouldn't it? No, full cargo. Although I guess it would be actually an item. But the green circuits is over. It's just quite over more than 0. So it's got green circuits in it, basically. Interesting that's doing the 200. So it is reading the contents, even though it's turned off and disabled, etc. Okay. Interrupt condition. So you're full, or you've got some green circuits in you. I guess you could also have that it's full of those. Or I could obviously just set that as a number, couldn't I? But whatever. Then you go to that until you're empty. So if that's how green circuits interrupt, but then it will just go to any random. It will just go to any of the stations called this, won't it? Can I parameterize? Maybe it's better if I do it as parameterizing. Parameterizing. So I don't get what the purpose of these. Can I do? Oh, you can. Ah. So what does that allow you to do then? So if we were to say full, let's create a station. Just save that for now. So if we did actually call this a green circuits one. So that's a green circuits, and yeah, there would have to be drop off and all that sort of stuff. So that's a green circuits one. Now it can go to a green circuits. Targets. It's not a parameter though, is it? So I don't get what these do, because the descriptions are rubbish, to be totally frank. Special wildcard signal. When used in schedule interrupt, it will match the first item that passes all wait conditions and replace the signal with that item. Match the first item that passes all wait conditions. So there have to be wait conditions. So that's a train waiting condition. Okay. A train waiting condition. So these are the wait conditions. But how does it know where to go? Target stops of this interrupt. When the conditions are met, the interrupt will activate and append all targets to the schedule as temporary stops. So, if we had... Where's the cargo? Item count, there we go. Ah, you can put that in there. Maybe I should set up a mini little thing. Just back and forth so I can work it out. Hello Elemento, welcome, welcome. Apologies if you said that a while ago. I did give I kind of gave a warning at the very beginning that I basically had virtually no sleep and this week, so I'm kind of a bit brain's not working properly basically. So get rid of these and we'll use them just to test out and work out, see if I can work out what's going on. So, if we just do train, 111 train, right? So we don't seem to be able to set this as a thing, but let's say, oh, I did that. Let's say we've got a thingy of circuits here, green circuits. We want to load them in, and then at the other end of the line, we need a bit more room than that. So at the other end, boop. We want to. I need to do things so I can space it. Doot, doot, doot. Do that. Yes, hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day. And let's say that is let's just call it drop off. And this is pick up. Okay. I say, what I'd like to do is like wire that up so that it can automatically set it, but not 100% convinced you can do that. Oh, is that not? That's not powered. Okay. Let's just do this here. Okay. Have I got any fuel on me? Got any fuel? Well, I guess a bit of coal then. So that train, if we were to give it this interrupt. Oh yeah, it did train groups as well. Huh. But if we were to give it the same... No. Interrupt. Oh. They're not saved, I guess, are they? But we give it that interrupt, right? And we want the condition to be that it has a cargo... Has cargo in inventory. So it's got something in it. Item count. So green circuits. Well, no, we want to use the parameter thing, don't we? That something is over 0. Then how do we get it to go to the right one? Because it will replace the thingy. But it won't replace the thingy. We'll just do empty there. So that's the interrupt. What are you going to do now? So you're setting off because you know that you've got something. What if we had another interrupt? So that's just... So we would actually have a depot, wouldn't we? Potentially. And that would kind of be its generic, you know, thing. But if we just put the pickup and the item count... Can I do this signal again? I can't. But at the item count, I can't do anything, can I? Can I just use parameters? This is the question. Let's just do this one for the time being. So that there is some stuff in the inventory. Green circuits. So the interrupt works, but it only works because I've set this as the thing. If we call this... So if we rename that and give it the wildcard signal. I need to move these back again, don't I? Yeah, doesn't know where to go. What's the error? No stops with this name exist. Yeah, because it's trying to go to green circuit drop off. Why is it trying to go green circuit? Let's stop here and activate you again. Ah, so it is. Because that interrupt is saying to go to that drop-off. So we need a parameter. but I don't know how to set that thing. Can we do it with circuit networks maybe? So if we just do a proxy one of that, put green signals on, green circuits on there. So I don't think I can dynamically set the name of the station. Is it because we haven't got the thing in there? Currently start station. Wow, this is an enable disable one, isn't it? So it looks like we can dynamically set that, but we'd have to have a station sat somewhere so that we could pick it off of the list. So we would need one to be called that. But then if I call this green circuit, so if I change this to that, and I think we can achieve that with parameterization. Oh, you're on ZZZs now, are you? Why are you on ZZZs? Let's reset you. You're on ZZZ again. Oh, did I do something dumb with setting something weird on this? Probably. Train limit's on 0, isn't it? Okay. There we go. So I think I can parameterize that. So I think I can call that can I parameterize it? Oh, that would need to be in the thing, wouldn't it? But if we call it green drop off, and then when I blueprint it, I can parameterize it. Yeah, so we can go. It's that one. Oops, parameterize. I keep clicking the wrong thing. And then does that then? Is that the full name? So, because is it appending the extra bit? So if this was, can I include the parameter in the name? So I think that's the name of the parameter, not the name of the station. Let's see what it does. So, hang on, let's cancel that out. Cancel that out. Discard change. So what have I called this? I called this green circuit drop off. It's just train merrily going back and forth. So we do that. We've got the train stop names included, and we hit parameterize because it's not telling me what the name of the station is anyway. Then, so what we want to do, we want to change that to a parameter, and we call that station 1 something. Okay. Now when we plop that down, and it's asking me what we want to call it, station 1. We say green circuits. What's it called it? It's called it green circuit drop off. Excellent. It's having fun. Look, it's having fun. It's because I've set it so that it's anything above 1. So the interrupt. So presumably, well, let's stop it. Let's stop it and let's have a little think. So if we turn that off. And oops, take take yourselves back here. Right? And now we will replace that with red circuits. Okay. So we switch it on, and it should look for red circuit drop off, which you can't find because it's not there. Haha. But if we call that red circuit drop off she pops. Okay. Feels like there's another little bit there where it is you are able to somehow set those dynamically. But if I put this in the name, there didn't appear to any, you know, so I put the, it lets me put it in, you see, which is why I think I can do it. Signal parameter. When using signal to interrupt, it will match the first signal that passes all wait conditions and replace the signal with that signal. Match the first signal that passes all wait conditions. Because trains don't, stations don't have wait conditions, you see. It's sort of the problem. So if I give that the signal name, and then we feed in some signal, are you know, if I tell it, if I say red circuits here, no, you see it's not picking up the thing because it's not got a wait condition. If we were to I'd quite like to do something with priority as well, but I'm not quite sure what. It turns the entity on only when the condition is true. But none of it is setting the name, you see, that's the problem. Lets me do those signals. You know, so I can call that one there, so I can turn that into that one. It feels like the it's feeling a lot like the messing about I was doing with on Space Age with setting the trying to get the find a workaround basically for the fact that you can't essentially send signals between planets. Because what I'd love to do is basically have Planet Fulgora say, I need more, you know, green belts or something, and then at the other end, a rocket gets launched to a platform with green belts, and then it comes and fulfills that order. But you can't really do that. Instead, you have to have a platform that has everything on it, and then it can turn on and say, green belts, please, and it will drop off green belts, but it has to just be going round and round and round. I did see someone posted on Reddit, they'd done one where it like builds things on the platform, so you could possibly do it that way in that, because obviously you can get most things, not everything, this is part of the problem, you know, get most things from the asteroids eventually, because you can get iron, copper, you know, charcoal, which you can convert into coal, and you can get sulfur, I think. Yeah, sulfur's one of them, isn't it? And because you need it for explosives, so you can sort of end up being able to build everything from, you know, from asteroids, but not quite, because you can't obviously get tungsten, and you can't get what's it called, the calcite. So you have to order those in. So eventually you have to has to go to a planet and pick them up. But yeah, it looked like that might be a solution, particularly married with the whole dynamically setting the recipes. Anyway, the point there is that I don't think, other than using parameters, don't think I can dynamically set a station. But then, I mean, it doesn't matter. I was just trying to get my head around it, really, because when I build, you know, I'm going to build, you know, an iron mine, so it's just going to be pick up an iron plate, you know, so that's fine, sort of thing. And I can just say when I plop this down, tell it it's iron plate, sort of thing. That is what it's you know, got available for pickup. Okay, so a lot of this is about setting up the interrupts on the trains rather than, you know, dynamically doing station naming, which is fine. The other question I got then, so that was an interrupt to do. So if we rename that as, that was, what would that count as? Because then if the idea, let me think, just gotta change it. So the idea is it's permanent thing. We need a station. We need to have a depot, don't we? That's the point. We need a depot. Right. So this just needs to be depot. Okay. And then your default condition, you can't get there obviously, but is to go to depot. And then anything that you happen to have on you with that condition, so this is a, what is that condition? This is a drop-off condition, isn't it? So this is a drop-off condition? Because we need that to be full as well. So it needs to have some cargo on it, and that will set what it is. But it needs to be full. We don't want trains just setting off when they get one inserter load. And the target you're going to is that, and it's going to dynamically set that. That's based on what you're carrying. And then it's saying empty, sit there until you're empty. You know, empty out basically. And then once it's empty, that entire interrupt is completed and it goes back to depot. Okay. We don't need that to interrupt interrupts. If I end up deleting this train, does the interrupt go? I can never remember with these. Because what we also need this to do is we need it to be part of an entire group, don't we? And that group is what? Is it item? I think we have an item-based thing, don't we? So if we just call it items, because we need one for fluids, because they're a little bit different. Because we need to account for the whole doesn't round thing. It'd actually be simpler, but yeah. So this is part of the items train group. Okay. Bit on manual. Get rid of that. Because the other interrupt it needs is the pickup one. To say something needs, it needs to be what? That. So it needs to be an item. And it needs to be a pickup. Okay. And what does it do? It has a station. At specified station. What does that mean? At not specified. Would it be... Well, we need a pickup one, don't we? What are we trying to achieve? Let's just use the drop-off one. Just no, use station. Station. So, station. So just save that for the time being. But we need, I don't have a generic pickup, do I? So this needs to be deadly killbot. A deadly killbot as opposed to a friendly killbot. So this needs to be pickup. How are we doing on time? Okay, 26. So that's my generic item pickup. That allows me to pick it into the, put it into the list, basically. So this would say that should instead be the, where's it gone? There it is. Generic pickup until you're empty. No, full. Just pick up. Until you're full, and whatever it is you're full of. Cool. You're full of it. But that needs to be... Because what I say, what is it going to replace that with? Because we also need a fuel one. We could always have the depot be the fueling as well. This one we do want... Do we want to interrupt other interrupt? No, we don't. The behaviour of an interrupt cannot trigger while another interrupt is being executed. This option disables this behaviour and the interrupt to trigger, excuse me, while another interrupt is in progress. I don't... So... What is that saying is basically the point. At station. Does that mean that it's at the station? Yeah, that's saying that it's I'm here. So this is the condition, is that you've arrived at a place. Okay, so we don't want that at all. Circuit condition. I guess that's a condition that's been sent to the train somehow. Where is it checking that condition? Empty cargo. Cargo has cargo. Not at specified station. Station is full. Ah. What does full mean? Because I don't think this is going to work. I think I'm going to need... So if we get rid of all this again. So we call this... green circuit pickup, right? And... What are we telling it here? Well, we want this station. It's going to be I guess I'm going to do some logic on it, but we'll do a very basic version. So we'll say this station. You know, there'll be some maths going on basically that says sets the train limit based on some maths. Instead of that, we will replace that with a simple signal saying L is 1. Yeah, so that is a train with a limit now that's fixed to 1 but would actually be a dynamic thing. So once it's got stuff on whatever the stuff is that we've specified, it'll set the train limit to 1 or 2, or now that we've got a stacker, maybe 3. We don't need that in there. So this station then, so what we need this to be, if we change this to depot, basically. Well, actually, we are going to want it to have unload, aren't we? And this needs to be the drop-off. So this station then, it can't get to depot, that's fine. We could just do a fake depot. let's do... Well, we got depot there, haven't we? Yeah. So if we just copy that across to there. So as its default thing, it's going to go to depot. Right? And then what we then want it to do is to pick up green circuits. But we're dynamically saying green circuits. We'll have a... not a circuit condition. We'll just have a short wait. I don't know if that should be an interrupt as well. The trouble with the interrupts I had before, it was driving me mad, is that because they keep checking every tick, and so the trains were kind of at a fueling station, which I was also using as a depot, and they were basically saying, have I got fuel? Have I got fuel? Have I got fuel? So they were kind of just turning on and off and on, and so the lights were just flickering, you know, the train lights were just flickering on and off as the train tried to go to a station that it was already at, because of the interrupt kicking in. So that drove me insane. So I stopped. That's why I never really bothered with it. So if we say that, what's the condition here that it's got? You know, a 3-second wait or something. So it'll go to depot. What will it then do? Because we then want it to have an interrupt kick in. No, interrupt doesn't kick in. Why not? So I think it literally is. I'll pick up full. Well, that wouldn't work anyway, would it? So what we need is that. Would it be item count? It wouldn't, would it? Because this is for the train. No. Interrupt condition. Because has cargo is the train, isn't it? It's, you see, this is... Why is it cargo, but then also item? Do you see what I mean? It's like it should be, cargo should always be the train. But item count here, that's applying to the cargo as it flips it in there. Passenger present not at specified station. If we were to do that for the purposes of testing, what do you do? Nothing. See, I think I'm going to have to set this to the green station. At specified station, circuit condition. There is no circuit condition. Can you then signal parameter? So if we send, because can't we send something to the train here? If we send to train, I don't see it moving. No. Signal parameter. Because I can't set the item one. What is it sending to the train then? I mean, could we do it via the... My radar wouldn't make sense, would it? Send to train. Sends the content of the circuit network to the train so they can be used for wait conditions. So it's getting the signals 200 an hour. If I turn that off, does anything happen? No. Maybe if I disconnect it? Oops, that was the wrong one. Center train. No. I don't usually. What does read train contents mean? Read the content of the train. It's currently stopped the station, so nothing's currently stopped there. Signal. I might have to go back and look at the Friday Facts where it was talking about this. So your interrupt at pickup. Your mount interrupt would activate. Temporary stops. So it's clearly not getting that signal, is it? Because we're in theory sending a signal of 200, but I suspect it would only be if there was a train stopped here. And that it would send the signal to that. No, to the train. Which train? Circuit condition. Don't know if it's that one. That should test it. I guess actually it should be further away. No. Okay. So, because the only way I can see it doing this is that this pickup has all of them on. So in other words, if we... How would you even do that though? Not a specified station. Unless I can do it with that, can I? So if we're not at pickup, what does that do? Nothing. Would it be maybe that you're at... Station is full, prison, at specified station. If you're at the depot... No? Oh, there we go. Except it's gone for the green one. Yeah. Because we still have this, don't we? Is getting a signal and it's sending it to the train. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not quite getting that part of it. The pickup part of it I think I get. No, sorry, the drop-off part of it I think I get, because that's all based on what the train has got on it. The pickup side of it, I think I'm going to have to go back to the original Friday Facts and sort of reread, because part of it is, and I said this is always one of those things where what they're saying on these don't make sense. And so you get things like, you know, item count, and then it says cargo on there. You know, it's not saying item is greater than 0. It's, you know, so it's not applied to the station, which has items. It's talking about cargo on the train. But then, you know, has cargo in inventory. Okay. Well, where else would it be? It wouldn't be anywhere else, would it? Other than in the inventory. So this is one of the problems I've always had with this. A lot of the descriptions are a bit weird. But what we could do then, so I mean, it would have to be full. But you see, we could try that again. Get rid of that thing there. But I'd have to go and sort of fill this up. But how is it saying that it's full? Does that mean, what does full mean? And is that pickup is full? How am I defining full? Because to me that means that it's got a train there. It means that, as in, full doesn't mean that the cargo, it's, you know, it means that the station has got a train at it. In which case, if we did it as empty, would that work? So if we went is not full. We call this that generic station. Will you suddenly go there? You know what I mean? It's like, how is that condition not fulfilled now? I know I've given it the generic name, so it's not what I want anyway, but how is that condition not being full? Because there is no train at that station. Didn't even have a train limit set. So we could set a train limit. We'd have to wire that back up again, won't we? So if we set that to 1 again. It now has a train limit of 1. And there's 0 of 1 trains there, so it's not full. And yet it's not activating that condition. If we change this so that it is the specified station name, so we make it all green circuit pickup, and then we tell this that it's actually the specific green circuit pickup. Ah, there you go. It obviously tries to go to that because I messed that up. This should be that station. Until full, say. Need to get rid of that. Boop. So it suddenly works. So basically, it's activated because it's set to 1 as its limited thing. So if we unload it, it should then go to depot. Oh, it's going to pick up because it's obviously got the signal kick in. That obviously takes higher priority than that. Because that is what I want. But I was hoping I could just set the one condition, basically. So if we put, say, 200 now, it'll load up. And what is that then? So that's saying that the thing is not full. So if we put another station in, another train in rather, we're going to have to put a signal on, sorry, train crashes. Then, and we actually give it the station, you know, where's pick up? There it is. Please go to pick up. You have to cancel your orders, my friend. So that is now occupying that station. Train limit 1 of 1. You have to clear all that out. So if we go to, what does it do if you just? Oh, it actually does the thing, does it? Okay. I picked the wrong one though, didn't I? Hey. So we got a deep drop off. Just made a mess of this. Hang on. Let's get you there. No, wrong way. Do that. No, don't take the coal out. And then you go to your depot. Now what are you going to do? Nothing. Because that station pickup is full. Meaning there is a train there. Yeah, that's what the full means. So if I set this to 2, for example, and say we've got a capacity for 2 trains, then in it comes. Yeah. So if we set this up with all of the stations in, then that'll do it. But it doesn't appear to be that I can set that generically, unlike the other way around, which is a bit weird. That's what I thought you could do. So as in it's just got that generic symbol, and it's some pickup station is not full, so there is a pickup station with, you know, stuff available. So if we put that on manual, let's basically reset the system. Stop taking that coal out of my train. Ah. Let's put you there then. Yeah, I know you've not got any fuel. It's because the blooming inserter took it out. So we'll leave that as the green pickup. But if I change this to the generic station name, some item pickup. I set this to 2, didn't I? Yeah. Then it won't do what I want. I don't think. No, because it doesn't know which pickup you're talking about. And that's what I thought you could do. So from the Friday Facts, I thought there was a way of going, oh, green circuits are now open in a generic way. Because what we can do, obviously, is we can go through, as I say, and set every single one here. So we can add a, you know, we can have whatever we're doing, you know, all of the pickups here. But as I say, that seems daft because you can do it dynamically there. Or at least I think you can. And it's basically because it's saying, what's this train got on it? And then it's filling in that symbol for whatever the train's got on it. Whereas with this one, it's not working because it can't fill that symbol out. Apparently. Even though, maybe I took it off, did I? No. The centre train is working, so you would think it would go into the network. But apparently it doesn't. So it's possibly that bit that I'm not understanding, that there is a way of doing that. Okay. I'm sure nobody understood that other than me. As in the point I was making. I'm sure you probably all understand them better, but yeah, that's what I was hoping to do, is just literally have 2 interrupts and basically say it would dynamically set it based on this station needs stuff, this station has stuff, and it would pick where it needs to go. And that seems to work for the drop off. It doesn't seem to work for the pickup though. So it feels like I've missed something, not understood something. So I'll go back to the Friday Facts, hopefully, maybe at some point, read that and see if I can actually do it, or how to do it. Cool, okay, so that's it for today. Let's pop the schedule up. Make sure that's all coming through. Cooly. Excellent. So that's it for today and that's it for Factorio for this week. As we are doing only Saturday as Factorio, and Sunday is my Satisfactory series. Where am I in that Satisfactory series? We've basically... Have I done this? I don't think I've actually finished the second tier of the space elevator. I think I'm literally like 100 items off for one of the things, because I ended up doing a robbing Peter to pay Paul in order to get, some coal to make steel, basically. So I'm guessing it probably backed up, and then we ended up, maybe going a bit quicker. So what we then did, I do remember this, is we went for an explore and we discovered, people were saying on Reddit, I think it was, about the whole, because we encountered a poisonous giant spitter thing at the same time as encountering a giant, one of the big new, not spitters, the spider things, and they scared the living piss out of me, basically. Because they jumped across. I had no idea. Someone posted a video, basically. It was like, there's some cave that's around there that if you take off... no, if you go in the cave, they basically, like 3 of them, or 4 of them or something, attack you, the giant ones. They're not poisonous ones, but yeah, and they were leaping across this huge gap that, you'd expect them not to make it across. And that's what it did, basically. It leapt across from a thing where I just assumed it was too far away. It really was not too far away. Thankfully, it was over the water, so I was basically fairly safe. But yeah, that was fun. So we will be going back to base if we're not there already. It does mean I know where some uranium is, which I was not expecting. But didn't find any quartz, did we? We didn't find a quartz deposit. But yes, so we will be going back to the base, finishing off the second tier of the space elevator, and then I will be thinking about scaling up. One of the things I want to do is, there's a nice area where it's got loads of coal, so I want to replace the coal I had, I think, that was belting halfway across the map, and using partly for power and partly for steel, and replace the power things and put them all on this coal patch, which hopefully isn't surrounded by spiders, but there you go. So that's the only thing I had in my head that we were doing, is finishing the elevator and moving on. Because what I really want to do is mess around with the blueprint system, see if it's like better. But I want to finish the tiers first. Cool. So that's tomorrow. That's Satisfactory. This series will return next week on the that's tomorrow. Satisfactory tomorrow on Sunday. The Factorio series, this one, will return on Saturday. So I would try and remember to look up the Friday Facts about the interrupts and make sure I've not misunderstood or not got the wrong end of the stick. But otherwise, I think I now know enough in order to set up a thing. What we want is like a dynamic... The bit we'll be working on next week is the dynamic setting, like turning stations off and on and setting their limits and stuff like that. I think my usual systems... Although I seem to do it different every time, but my usual systems for doing that should work. And then with that more generic interrupt, although not as generic as I was hoping, we do that. Then we also need to do the fluids. I need to parameterize the blueprints that we've done. And I think we've then got a train system. We need to build a depot as well, somewhere where all the trains can park when they've not got things to do. But I think with how those things have been set up, they'd probably end up with... No, they'd go back to the depot, wouldn't they, when they were full, the way I've done it? way I'm thinking of doing it. Anyway, so that'll be next week, and it should continue. We should be doing this all the way through up. I did realise there's Easter as well, which is very close to my birthday. So sometime around then, Easter or my birthday, which is beginning of May, I will obviously be taking leave, but we will return. And where it says the 3 till 6, because I do 3 hours, it'll probably change to 4 till 7. I'm thinking of giving that a go. But otherwise, if you are new here, if you are watching on YouTube, then you can also watch on Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, you can also watch on YouTube, because I restream to both. So you have those options. However, YouTube is the one where it has the VODs. So if you want to catch up on this series, the Satisfactory one, I should do a clip actually of a spider jumping out. That's quite funny, really. The other series I've done loads of Factorio, including that full Space Age playthrough. And, like my Mega Base, my aesthetic series I want to revive, and all the others that I've done. But as well as that, there was my first aborted attempt at Satisfactory a long time ago, and then also things like Tectonica, Dyson Sphere Program, other building and management games. There is also on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to give it a plug, but it's all right if you don't want to go and watch it. I understand. I've been doing a series of videos this week where I've been playing demos from the Steam Next Fest. It's a really random collection. It's all the sorts of games I'm into, but not particularly. There are I think there's one that was a bit sort of, a building management type game, but it's things like, tower defense and, like strategy games and all that sort of stuff. So one horror game. So I fully understand if it's just not your cup of tea. Clearly, since basically nobody has watched them, and I know it does have some views on some of the videos, but the watch time is like 30 seconds. So clearly no one has any interest whatsoever. So don't feel you need to. But yeah, if you wanted to check out any of them, see my views on some of the demos I've been playing. But I think it's a confirmation that really I just need to focus on Factorio and adjacents for any stuff I put on YouTube, because there's like no real point. I'd have to do a second channel or something to build that up. So yes, so on YouTube at the moment there are videos going live. The next one, the last one, is tomorrow, which is actually the one of the ones I enjoyed the most, which is a game called Wonderstop, which is like it's a cozy tea making game basically, but it's all sort of it's by the guy who did Stanley Parable, which I didn't know, but it was like there's a moment when it says, and I'm like, oh, that's why it's good. You can also follow me on socials: Blue Sky, Twitter, and Discord. Not particularly active on them, but you can use them to see when I post a video or go live. Basically, YouTube Factorio videos will return. I'm going to pull my finger out and actually properly make them. So yes, so that's all my stuff. I'm sure that's given you all a chance to go away. So all I will say is, if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.